Hey, we are back with episode number 29 of the Viral Nation. In today's episode, you're going to learn how to win some free goggles. We have 2 opportunities now to win some free goggles as the new Signature Series goggles are just about to land. We're going to talk a little bit about the injury update of some of the riders for San Diego. We're going to look at the San Diego overview of the track and the teams and what's coming up. We're going to talk about our Viral Brand riders. We're going to talk about our new sunglasses and much more here on episode number 29 of the Viral Nation.
Wake up at 5 a.m. Gotta be at the track at 10. It's time to ride. All of this anticipation to ride in the Viral Nation.
All right, so we are back with episode number 29 here at the Viral Nation, and we are excited to have you guys back. We're in January now, so January 2023, the new 2023 goggles are coming down the pike. But coming up right now, we're going to talk about GT and Arenacross. It's General Tire Arenacross. That's the Outlaw Series by Geico Honda. Mike Alessi, Viral Brand rider and rider extraordinaire, is actually out competing in the GT Arenacross series. And let's take a quick look. So this is the start of the
when I say good start, he needs to get a whole shot
450
to really
main
showcase
event.
his speed. He's arguably
Mike
the fastest
and
guy here in
his
Topeka
team
tonight. So if he can get out of the gate good,
doing pretty
showcase
well.
that speed,
Now, one of the things that's really cool about this event is Mike doesn't get a great start in this one, but you can see this on Fox Sports 1 on Sunday mornings. And as they come rolling through the first corner, they're going to talk about the Viral Brand Goggles Whole Shot Award. And it's a pretty cool program. We're giving away some money for the riders to get the whole shot. We sponsor Mike Alessi, who's running second in points in both the 450 and the 250 class. He has got a win this year. He's got a bunch of second place runs to Michael Hicks. It has been a great series for us. We were super excited. And of course, you can check it out each and every weekend on Fox Sports 1. Just look for Motorsports and it pops up every Sunday morning. So make sure that you head on over there to Fox Sports 1 and check out the General Tire Arenacross. I do want to talk real quickly about Mike Alessi. I'm not here to defend Mike. Mike is, from our standpoint, we hired Mike this year. We went out and met with him up in the high desert when we were down in October. We have worked with Mike for, quite a few months now. And, he has been nothing but professional. He has been nothing but a great ambassador for the sport and for Viral Brand. And the reason I bring this up is I saw some people online a few days ago that were bagging on him. Now, the internet is full of people that bag on people, right? So that's nothing new. But, one of the things that I wanted to point out, and I wasn't going to say anything, I wasn't going to weigh in on this at all, but I wanted to say this, that there's a lot of guys talking about Mike getting whole shots and then fading back and doing that kind of stuff. And, the guy is one hell of a racer. Take a second, go look at the vault. You go to Racer X, the vault, type in Mike Alessi's name. Look at the report, look at the finishes, series finishes, not moto finishes, but series finishes that this guy had over his career. He is an elite rider. And I said it in my post that anybody that can race and make it into a supercross, right? I'm talking about a main event supercross on a consistent basis is the 1% of the entire motocross supercross world. If you can make it into main events, you're the 1%, right? There's 99% of the people out there that race motorcycles that will never ever set foot in a main event ever. I don't care how hard they work. Mike Alessi is the 1% of the 1%, which means of the guys that race Supercross and race Outdoor Nationals, he is the 1% that was a consistent podium guy, that was a consistent top 3, top 4 at the end of the season guy. There are not very many riders in the history of the sport that are that consistent and there all the time. And Mike did that for over a decade, well over a decade. So I know it's easy to bag on somebody. You probably saw it online, and not you personally, but if you've seen someone bagging, that guy probably saw someone else bag. He doesn't know Mike. He doesn't know anything about him. He's just jumping on the bagwagon because somebody else bagged on him. I'm not gonna defend past Alessi problems. When we were kids, we all said things, right? Our dads did things, we did things, we said things, and those are just things that happen as you grow. I don't care whether you're racing motocross, playing football, baseball, playing video games, right? You say things and you do things when you're younger that you don't align with when you're older. That's just the way life is, right? Take it or leave it as advice. That's just the way life is. So for that being said, continue to do whatever you want to do, but just remember that if you're going to bag on someone for their results, make sure you know that they have crappy results to start with. You want to bag on somebody? Bag on this guy. My results were horrible. I should say horrible, but they were not where I ever wanted to be. And there's a lot of guys above me that did much better. So Mike Alessi's not one of those guys. That's my little 2 cents on Mike Alessi. The GT Arenacrosses, though, are an absolute awesome series to watch. You got 2 great Arenacross series, the Kicker series, and you have the GT Arenacross series. The GT Arenacross series has been around a really, really long time, where the Kicker series has kind of come and gone. It's been here, it's been gone. The GT Arenacross series, which was Hoosier last year, they've been around for a really, really long time. They mix amateurs and pros together, but they're on Fox Sports 1. It is great racing, side-by-side action. You're not going to miss out on anything. Speaking of Arenacross, if you didn't get a chance, since Oakland was canceled last weekend, they had a bunch of riders head up to the Arizona round. Things got a little hairy. And one of the things that happened, Grant Harlan, who happened to be one of my picks last weekend, he ended up being taken out by Standk Dog. Now, I shouldn't say defended. I said that he should have known who he was racing against, and I still hold to that. But I also think that Standk Dog went way out of his way for nothing. And, Standk Dog's a Northwest kid. He raced up here quite a bit. My son raced against him when my son was first moving into the pro class. And, now he's a little older, a little more crotchety. And he got pushed off the track. But, I watched the first turn video a lot to try to determine whether I was right or wrong. I'm going to tell you that I think Standk Dog ran off the track kind of on his own. Harlan gave him not a lot of room, but he gave him room. He didn't take him all the way to the hay bales. Standk Dog went all the way to the hay bales kind of on his own. The reverse is not going to be the same when you watch the video of Standk Dog taking out Harlan, and it is just a blatant takeout. He runs right into the shoulder of Harlan and sends Harlan off the track. And it sucks because Harlan was leading the race. Standk Dog was a lap down, and it's not cool. But if for somebody that has been in that situation, I've been taken out in a race, and then I have been taken out in a race, and I've also stopped the leader when he came through. Sometimes your anger gets the better part of you. It doesn't mean that's who you are, but it definitely does. It does take over. It's embarrassing once your testosterone drops a little bit and your anger levels drop a little bit, and you realize that it probably isn't the greatest move to push somebody or want to get in a fight with them or try to tackle them off their bike, and what my case was. And so those are just things that happen in racing. Racing's a heated sport. And the passion of racing is what makes it so freaking awesome, right? So anyways, with that being said, the Standk Dog thing was absolutely a crazy, crazy deal. Let's start talking about San Diego, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to talk about some of the things that have happened in the industry prior to San Diego. We're going to look at the San Diego track. We're going to look at the injury report and a little bit more. We will be right back just after this commercial break. All right, so stuff has been happening. Obviously, A1 was a disaster for Austin Forkner. If you haven't had a chance to watch his video, it's heartbreaking, man. I feel for that kid. All that time, all that training, and all that work goes into basically 3 practice sessions, a qualifier, and that's it. And now he's out for most of the season. And who knows what's going to happen with him. I mean, Pro Circuit has been more than patient, right? And so back in my day, you didn't have these kind of opportunities. You got hurt, man, your bikes were gone. I mean, it was pretty quick. And so, but with that being said, Pro Circuit didn't wait around. They found a new rider. They have brought on Mumford to the Pro Circuit team. Mumford now is, let me do this here really quick. Let me go over here and get it up. Here we go. So Mumford now has moved over to the Pro Circuit team. But as you're going to find out, or as you probably already know, Mumford was hurt earlier this year in November. So you won't see him actually debut until February, till the rescheduled Oakland round, which, by the way, Oakland has been rescheduled till February 18th. So set your calendars for that round. That should be kind of interesting because they are going to be a long way away and then have to come back. So, but Carson Mumford to Kawasaki Pro Circuit, that should be a pretty interesting thing. He was obviously riding for Bar X on the Suzuki team, but you have an opportunity to ride with an elite team like Pro Circuit, and you know it's got to be hard not to say no to that. So let's take a quick look at the track overview. Track overview is pretty cool. Actually, I take that back. Let's go look at the injury report first. That's easy for me to say. Let's take a quick look at the injury report. When we look at the injury report, we can kind of see, it'll talk a little bit more about some of the riders that went down last weekend at A1, and also some stuff that happened during the week. So San Diego injury report, let's start with the very top here. Benny Bloss, he broke his tailbone, crashed out in his heat race opener, and is not going to ride San Diego this weekend. He said on his Instagram account. And you can go, if you go over to Racer X, you can find the injury report, and this will give you some information on that as well if you want. After that, you're looking at Kyle Chisholm. He's illness, so he's going to try to make it. He's going to try to make a run at it, but he says he's not feeling 100%. So we'll see what happens with the Chiz. Hartgraff's still out. You know, he's not going to race this year at all. So that's just a dumb deal. Bad deal, I should say, not dumb, but bad deal. Marvin Musquin went down out at Hemet, which is a practice track, kind of up in the high desert, not quite high desert, but just outside of by Cahuilla kind of area. And he went down, left holding his wrist. It was kind of a big deal when it happened. And yep, he's going to have to sit out this week. KTM is yet to release any information on that as far as what's happening with him. Justin Rodbell, what a bum deal, man. Achilles tendon. He's going to miss most of the Supercross season, obviously, with that. Right Achilles is, I mean, you can't, that's crazy. Pierce Brown. Now, Pierce Brown is on my fantasy league again. And obviously, I got 0 points for him in round 1 of A1 because he took a huge crash. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised he's coming back. But he says he's back in. If you read his Instagram, it basically says, roller coaster of a week this past week, but we are still out here living the best life. Here's some slides to recap. And it said, sore butt cheeks, but my bike smoking me in the ass, blah, 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 right? So we're going to go through that really quick. You can see how he's up there working out, hanging out, doing his thing. And then, of course, that big crash he had was just no good. And I watched it happen right in front of me. And so, but it looked a lot worse. Oops. It looked a lot worse than it really was. So, which is pretty good though, you know, ultimately for him. Austin Faulkner's obviously out. Vince Freeze is not racing this year. I think it's honestly, I believe it's probably a little bit of two things. I think it's a little bit of, the team kind of trying to put him in his place a little bit after the whole fiasco over there in Europe. And then too, I heard he got beat up a little bit. And so he's not going to be racing. I don't think he'll be back yet. Kyle Greason, he's a back. Burst his L3 vertebrae. It's the same before the season. Carson Mumford. Now, we just talked about Carson getting the ride with PC, but he broke his wrist in November, so he's still sitting out. Won't be back till the February 18th round as a fill-in rider for Monster Energy Pro Circuit. David Pulley has been a fixture on the motocross, supercross scene for years, and unfortunately, he crashed in exactly the same spot as Mumford. I'm sorry, not Mumford, as Brown. And in practice, it was gnarly rut, deep ruts, super soft, and it kicked him over the bars. And knee, sternum, ribs, lungs. He got pretty screwed up on that deal, unfortunately. And he says he might be back on the bike by the end of the week. I just don't think that's going to happen. He might try East Coast rounds though, so which was interesting. And then Marshall Weltland, he's out with a knee. And he's probably going to race. He's going to race the East Coast rounds if his knee's ready to go. So that's the injury report. Pretty small right now. Looking at it, it's not super big. So which is really, really good. That's the thing about the sport that sucks is the injury part. I mean, I wish there was a way guys could go out there, be aggressive, put it all on the line, and not have any of the injuries. But unfortunately, that's part of the game. Just like football, just like in football, injuries happen on a daily, on a weekly by week basis when you're out there playing. Sometimes happening in practice, like what happened to Musquin. So, but that is kind of where we're at. Let's take a quick look at the track for 2023 San Diego, and let's see what we got here. Give me one sec here. All right. The track looks pretty amazing. So as you see the track come on there, it's gonna have a long first start, almost the entire length of the stadium. They kind of have it set to go double, single over table, and then triple into the corner. Then they want you to triple out, triple again, and then there's a quad they've got set up, and then double into the corner. Followed that by a double, triple, double. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see. And then you got your big triple. And then you notice the track actually doubles back onto the start straight. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Small set of whoops. Looks like a dragon's back. Double into a long section whoops. That's a good separator for the riders. Over the finish line. And then you're going to go back down over a double corner. Triple onto the start straight. You're going to make a corner right in front. Now, that's going to make the starts interesting, having a berm right there. Triple, and then back into the first turn area. And that's going to be one lap of the 2023 San Diego Supercross that'll be coming up this weekend on Saturday. Time qualifying is going to start around noon. You can watch it live. I don't know if you guys... I won't be down there this weekend. I'll be down for A2, though. But when you're watching Anaheim... or when you're watching Supercross, I like having the app open as well. There's AMA live timing, Supercross timing, and you can actually watch the time qualifiers. I have Peacock, so I watch all the time qualifiers as well. And that way it really gives me a good feel for who's doing what, how the track's breaking in. I've watched it this way for a long time. Came from back when I ran the Supercross team because we were always looking at the different riders. We were looking at the segment breakdowns, which you can do on the app. And it really gave us a lot of good data and a lot of good feedback for us to really kind of to dig into the track. It is pretty cool when you're looking at the track, the way the track actually is, and seeing the riders and the lap times and that kind of stuff. Pretty damn cool. That's all I got to say. It's pretty damn cool. So let's go through some of the ViralBrand riders that we're going to see. So first off, this weekend coming up, you're going to have Mike Alessi. So Mike's going to be at the GT Arenacross this weekend. Actually, I believe it's a break this weekend, but you can see him on Fox Sports 1 this weekend. On Sunday, you'll be able to see the race. So you can watch Supercross on Saturday, turn around and watch Arenacross on Sunday, and check out Mike Alessi at that. As for San Diego, we got Logan Karnow. So Logan will be back with us this weekend. Logan has spent a ton of time in California. He's been doing a ton of Supercross testing. If you haven't had a chance, go to his OnlyFans page and subscribe. It's free to subscribe to his OnlyFans page. And he not only does he show you riding in there, he talks to you during the day, some of his nighttime activities, having fun, hanging out, living the best privateer life that he can. It is pretty damn awesome. So if you have a chance, go check that out. Go check out Tristan Lane. Tristan Lane will be riding San Diego. Both of these riders are in the 450 class. Both of them will be in the B qualifier. So when you're watching, watch B qualifier, and you can watch them. Both of them are pretty much front runners in the B qualifier, and hopefully we'll see them in the main event this weekend. And the night show's not an issue, but the main event for sure. And then we've got our next rider, which is we've got Trey Fierro. Trey had a kind of a tough run at A1. A1's always a tough race for guys, especially guys that don't race the series all the time. A lot of nerves, lots happening, all the pageantry. First round, you got riders left and right. I don't think you're going to see any problem at all with Trey making it into the night show, and he should be battling for a main event spot this weekend. He's been working hard on his whoop speed, which he's been working on with his coach. And by the videos that I've seen, he looks amazing. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of good stuff from Trey. He is our third rider that's racing for us this year in the Supercross series. So Arenacross, we've got Michael Lessie. In Supercross, we've got Karnow, Lane, and we have Trey Fierro in the 250 class. So that's going to bring us up to that. Now, I'd like to touch really quick before we take a commercial break. We're going to talk real quickly about our sunglass line. Our sunglass line is our Rogue sunglass. This is our kind of our mauve colored or pink colored sunglass. We have them in black and white available right now on CPD. So you get the same sunglass in black or same sunglass in white right now at our website. Go to ViralBrandMX.com, click on accessories, or sorry, click on shop now, go to the work series. That'll take you to CPD, which will get you to the glasses. And then you can order the glasses right there. These glasses are pretty damn cool, right? They are a transitional glass too, by the way, which means that you can transition them from a full frame to a blade frame or a half frame glass. And they're designed for, riding your bicycle, doing your mountain biking, running, working out. If you want to go shooting, if you like to go shoot, you can do all that stuff with this sunglass. It's a great glass for that. And we have them available right now. They're only $89.99, which is a great price. Same glasses in the same vein of these glasses are over $100. These are UV 400 protection. So you got 100% UV protection, and check them out. You can check them out at ViralBrandMX.com. Click shop, click work series, and it'll take you right to CPD, and you can check them out right there. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about some free goggles that we're going to be giving away. We've got 2 opportunities to win some free goggles. We'll be right back.
Just signed on with Viral, so I'm excited for the season to get going and try to get some race wins on Arenacross and put on a good show.
All right, so we are back, and if you have a chance, we have a really cool program coming up next. We have a free goggle giveaway, and the free goggle giveaway is pretty simple. So you have to go to our Instagram page, like or follow our page, share on that share that with 3 of your friends, and we will draw a winner right after the San Diego round of Supercross this weekend. So we'll do that Monday. We're going to come back on Monday, and we are going to draw a winner for a free set of goggles, and they are this goggle. We are going to be giving away the 90s Thrasher goggle that you have seen Logan Karnow wearing. You've seen a bunch of different riders wearing. We are going to give this goggle away. This goggle is not available in stores. This goggle is not available online. This goggle is not available anywhere right now. You will be one of the first people to have this goggle. So don't forget, head over to our social media account and our Instagram account and like our page, send that to 3 people, and you can win. It's just that simple. The other way to win, and that's one way to win. The other way to win is real simple as well. on this podcast. So we're going to say starting right now, if you're the first person to give us the top 3 people in the comments below, the top 3 in the 450 and the top 3 in the 250 in order, and you're the first person to do it, you've subscribed to this channel, and you've shared with 3 friends as well, you can win a pair of goggles. And so right now we didn't have a winner at round 1. So at this round, you can win 2 sets of goggles. You can win round 1's goggles and this round's goggles. And so if you win today on this one, you win 2 sets of goggles, but you got to be the first person to do it. You got to get them in order correctly. And you have to have shared it with 3 friends below, down below. So make sure you go to our YouTube channel, the one you're watching right now. If you're seeing this on another platform, if you're seeing it on Facebook or something like that, then go to our YouTube channel and put in your picks in the comments below here on our YouTube channel, and away we go. All right. So that's it. Don't forget, guys, we have our Rogue sunglasses. Go check them out. They are absolutely amazing sunglasses. Not only do they look good, they function really well, super light. And I've got nothing but rave reviews from people that have been wearing them and loving them. And, oh yes, rant of the day. So we had a rant of the day a couple days ago, or a couple episodes ago. Then I skipped it, and I'm going to bring it back. And I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a rant of the day only when I'm feeling like it, because that's, it's my show. I can do what I want. This one has to go out to motocross trainers. Now, before I start this, I want to preface this by saying I did motocross schools here in the Northwest for over 20 years. I've had riders that race Supercross. I've got a rider right now that's racing Supercross that I have helped out over the years. And when I started doing motocross schools, there was very, very few motocross schools, 1 or 2. There wasn't very many. Jim Pomeroy, which was, way back in the day, I went through his school. I went through the Gary Bailey school. And then I learned how to race. I learned how to ride. I taught myself a lot of stuff. And then as I did that, I started teaching schools in 1991. So 1991, I was racing outdoor nationals. I was racing Supercross. Wasn't having a ton of success on the national level. I mean, I'd get 21, 22, 23 in a national. I would get, top, I'd make main events in the 125 class when I was riding those pretty much every weekend. So I had a little bit of talent. I knew what I was doing, but I'm also a pretty good coach. So I can see what other guys are doing, and I have a way of training them. But I'll tell you, man, there are so many coaches today. I mean, it's like an industry now, right? That when I did it, it was kind of extra cash flow. When my son was racing, I did motocross schools to really pay for his racing. So I wasn't pulling out of my paychecks. I was actually able to do the motocross schools, give me some cash, go on these big national events and stuff with my son. And it helped pay for my son's racing. But it went from having to being you had to have some sort of pedigree before, right, to go to a motocross school. The motocross teacher had to have raced motocross or been around it at a national level, or something along those lines. Man, I don't know what classifies as a motocross coach today, but everybody and their brother's a motocross coach. There's a lot of advice out there on a lot of different topics about racing motorcycles. And you have some guys that have created YouTube channels, and that's what their whole focus is on these trainings. You have other guys that give you their 2 cents worth on every rider that races out there. But let me just say this to you as a rider, if you're a racer and you're looking at doing motocross schools are well worth the money. If you're a beginner rider, it doesn't matter who you go to, as long as the guy is somewhat proficient and understands racing and riding motorcycles. As you start getting faster, you get a much narrower view, right, of who you should be working with, because the advantage. So when you're coming up through the ranks, you want to have guys that can point out your glaring mistakes. And trust me, when you're first learning how to ride, your mistakes are glaring. They're easy to see from anybody that's ridden a motorcycle for any length of time. As you get faster, those become less and less apparent. And then you start having to start splitting hairs and then it's it's a mental thing. And then it's being relaxed. And there's a lot more that goes into it. If you're a rider, especially at a high intermediate level, almost going pro, or maybe you're a local pro and you're still looking for someone to help you, that coach doesn't have to have ever been the best in the world, but he's got to be able to see and be able to speak to you in a way that makes sense. And that coach needs to be that guy for you. And if you have him, don't, try what he says. Try all the different stuff from different coaches. Listen to everybody, but filter all that and find out what works best for you. Because even the best coaches in the world, they have to tailor it to that person's riding style. So that's my rant a little bit. I mean, my rant is that there's so many coaches today. I mean, you just pick up you go on the internet and social media, and every third or fourth person is a motocross coach. And it's kind of crazy because there aren't that many riders. It's a very small industry, and it's even a smaller number of people that have actually ever made it to Supercross main events and been at that level. So just remember that when you're picking your coach, look for a guy that knows what he's talking about. If you're getting faster and you feel like your coach is starting to get to your coach's speed, it doesn't mean that he can't help you go faster, that he can't see what you're doing wrong, even though he might not be able to do it anymore. That's like a football coach, right? You look at a lot of football coaches that are out there, they might have played some college ball, but they never made it to the pros, right? Or if they did make it to the pros, their career was short or whatever. They're no longer able to do it anymore, but they can still teach. So with that being said, if you're getting to the point where you think you're faster than the coach, then that's not really a reason to move away from your coach. But if you're not getting good sound advice from your coach anymore, or he's just kind of telling you the same stuff over and over again, it might be time to look for somebody new. And you're going to outgrow your coaches, right? Unless you get like, a Villapoto or a whoever, right? That's working with you, a Johnny O'Mara for that matter, right? Then you're really not going to find somebody that you're not going to outgrow at a certain point. With that being said, to kind of wrap my little bit of a not super coherent rambling into one cohesive thought, is coaching is good. Bad coaching is everywhere. Look for the good coaches so that you can move to the right level. And if you're a beginner rider, all coaching is good. As you get faster, be more selective as you go along. And if you have the talent and drive, coaching is always going to be important, but your talent and your drive is what's going to get you to the top. They're just going to help you do it at a little bit quicker pace. That is my rant for the day. Coherent or not, that's my rant for the day. With that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that has made it to the end of this thing. Hopefully we're still going. Yep, looks like we're still rolling along. Trying to keep it right around 30, 45 minutes at the most for these shows, just because I think people have other things better to do. But we want to thank you guys. ViralBrand is on a big kick this year. We're really moving in the right direction, so I'm super excited. If you have not tried out the goggles, make sure you try them out. They are well worth it. Like in our we have the newest, matter of fact, we've got the newest, this is the issue of the program for Supercross. And if you go to the program, we're on the second to last page. And like it says, feel the difference, right? Feel the difference. Get yourself a pair of goggles. You will not regret it. We have the best fit challenge, which means that if you buy the goggles, you try the goggles, and you don't like the goggles, send them back. We will take them back from you. And that's not an issue. So thanks again. We are going to end this show by saying we'll be back. Same bat time, same bat station. And we will see you next week on the Viral Nation.
Wake up at 5 a.m. Gotta be at the track at 10. It's time to ride. All of this anticipation to ride in the Viral Nation.